Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I'm gonna sit there and be honest. Days got the win for the day. I didn't I didn't watch YNR yet, but it's YNR. So I mean listen, until one day they genuinely surprise me, that's gonna be my initial stance on it. But watching GH and then watching BNB, I don't really know what to say about those two. Especially GH. GH is just GH. GH would disappoint me more than any other soap opera because I feel like at this point I kind of grew up watching that show. Anyway, so far out of the three of them, I'm assuming the four because YNR. Days for the win. Days brung it home, and to be honest, I'm not expecting anything less, especially since they're moving to a platform. We have to pay X amount of dollars to sit there and still watch. I expect them to be killing it, and that's what they did today. So much so, you know, I was watching and I was eating. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to sit there and give some my props that I really don't like. Been watching the channel for a while. You know what I'm talking about, okay? As much as I don't like this person, I give her props today. To be honest, I didn't think this day was coming again. The last time I actually gave this person props is when they confronted their attacker. That was maybe about a couple years ago. So it's been a while. We all know who I'm talking about. Allie. Okay, because after she saw the note from Paulina with Chanel and realized, she kind of coaxed it out of Chanel as far as, as far as Paulina and Johnny trying to do their little BS plan to get Chanel to see the light of whatever the hell that they were trying to do. She was pissed. Okay? She was pissed. She was like, yo, listen, no matter, they made this agreement, this pact of no matter who got this woman, because apparently that was a thing between those two, um, I don't think I would ever want to actually compete against anyone for any sort of affection from someone, but you two idiots do y'all. But they made a deal. It was like, listen, no matter who she picks, we're gonna sit there and just be brother and sister, and that's gonna be that. Of course, Johnny went behind her back and did exactly that. So she went to the mansion and she was like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You said like." I didn't feel like she needed to throw the whole. Well, I won, like you won some sort of great prize, but she was like, "Yo, listen, she chose me, and that's that. Like, what are you doing? What the hell is the matter with you?" Right when she was going in on Johnny, Ava came in. Now, Ava and Johnny had this little thing where they saw each other naked. Um, I feel like they're going to be a little bit of a thing. So, okay, sure. After some misunderstanding, you know, Johnny did sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't really know Jake that well, but he was pretty cool so far. Like, I guess I don't really remember." Anyway, as Allie's tearing into Johnny, Ava comes in. Ava's like, "Oh wow, that was fast." And of course, she's like, "You literally broke my son's heart. He died for you, and then you broke up with him. That's not really what wound up happening. Trip wound up breaking up with um Allie, but the point is, she just didn't like how she was stringing him along and cheating on him and everything like that. So like, she was pretty pissed off. And of course, I was like, listen, I'm sorry for what I did with Trip, and I'm not gonna lie. At that point, I kind of rolled my eyes. But then she's like, all right, you know what? Listen, we're not gonna do this, okay? And she literally at that point, she was like, all right, yeah, this level of disrespect is gonna stop, and it's gonna stop like 5 seconds ago. And she literally was like, listen, I'm not going to threaten you. I'm not trying to threaten you or anything like that. But if you want to continue seeing Henry, you're not going to sit there and speak to me. Now, I wasn't fully on board with that to some extent. But I guess in reality, it does make sense. You're not going to sit there and be around my son and disrespect his mother like there's no tomorrow. Like, that's just not going to fly. And she did sit there and say, listen, I want you to be a part in Henry's life. I'm just not going to have this, whatever you're doing right now, this is going to be put to an end, like, now. And I give her props. Okay? I, trust me, I did not see this day coming. I don't want to, I didn't see this day coming. So all the Alley fans that like Alley, I will sit there and say that I give her a props today because she didn't just stand up to Johnny and his foolishness, but stood up to somebody who most people would probably be intimidated, given her background and everything like that. It was like, yo, listen, you're not gonna, we're family through Henry, but don't get that twisted though, because that can end like that. And she said what she said, and she left. And afterwards, she said something along the lines of, "Oh, I got my head served to me or whatever by Ava." I was like, "No, you didn't. You actually." I was like, normally I would love to sit there and relish in anything, that I gotta sit there and choose my words carefully. Um, I would love, I would relish in Ava really snitty going in on her because of her son, and I did. But that wasn't what happened. So I don't understand why she was like, "Oh, she hitting me in my ass." I was like, "No, you actually handed her ass." I don't know why you're saying that. Anyway, Alex, I don't know, it's something about Sonny. I'm not really too sure about him. He's not a terrible character, but when Sonny was sent off in a position to Chad, who had a hangover, because we all know how fun those are. Um, Offered the position of VP, but Alex was like, no. He walked in, he was like, nope, that position is mine. And at first, Sonny was like, what happened? What's going on? And found out Uncle Vic was the one that, promoted him. So he's, on one hand, I understand the idea of, having this dude go behind his back, undermining him, making decisions without, his consent or whatever. He was like, because he was like, oh, you gave me the company. He was like, did he really give you the company? He just told you to steer the boat, you know? So it was a lot of whining that was going on with him. After a while, I was like, part of me wanted to just fast forward past the little whining conniption fit that he was having. Um, I understood where he was coming from to a certain extent, but after all, I was like, oh, just stop. But he does sit there and tells Chad some good advice as far as seeing a counselor. See a counselor, as in a grief counselor, something. You need to do something because this is not working. Um, so I'm happy he did that. So that was cool. Again, the whining, though, it's ugh. Alex is not there hitting on Chanel, and eventually, Allie comes in. Now I understand why she just didn't flat out say, "Hey, listen, I'm seeing someone." Instead she's like, "Oh no, I broke up with my boyfriend. I'm seeing a girl," and I'm just like, "Why do we? Why? We just really need to stretch out that 37 minutes, don't we?" So Allie comes in, and he was like, "Oh, well, that's cool. Y'all two are a sexy couple, or whatever." This is now, granted, this is after, and I have questions about this. Okay, he says that his name is Kyriakis, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a Horton or whatever." Now, Allie calls Victor grandpa, right? But um, Alex calls Victor uncle. So wouldn't that make them somewhat cousins? So I don't understand why he would sit there and say, "Oh, you two are a sexy couple." It's like, isn't that kind of your cousin? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I genuinely want to understand: are those two cousins? Now, of course, Ali says something like, "Oh, every straight guy's answer, liking two women or whatever, like liking two lesbians or whatever." I'm like, yeah, yeah, we do. I don't like. It's almost like she was trying to shame him a little bit, or like kind of tease him, like, "Oh, you guys." It was like, yeah, I don't understand what the problem is that. Like, like it was one of those Ali moments. Just like, Ali, you were really doing good today, and I'm gonna just give that little comment a pass because of just how vapid and kind of stupid she sounds saying it. But I'm gonna give it a pass because she actually was, um, well, kind of a badass today. Okay, so I'm gonna give her a little pass on the whole little, you guys, you straight guys. I'm like, yeah, we do. Like, shut the hell up. I don't know what to sit there and tell you. But he's like, I want to take both of them out, and they agree. And I'm just like, and of course, even Ali comments on his looks, and I'm just like, my imagination. You just gave him compliments on his looks, and he's your cousin. Like, what? What the hell is going on? Um, Xander and Sarah play detective, and Xander plays a priest, and they cause a distraction. They get into computers. They give some information, but the warden comes back, and the warden's like, "Ah, you look familiar." They try to do everything they can to get out of Dodge, and it works. And I thought they were going to get caught. Because at one point, they start making out and everything like that. I was like, yeah, this is perfect time. I mean, this woman can come back at any point in time, and you are downloading something that takes like 3 minutes tops. It would have been really messed up if she would have pulled it out early. And then it would have said something along the lines of data corrupted. But for the plot's sake, that didn't happen. They put a bunch of theories and strings or whatever together throughout this episode with no proof, but just, theories. And they figure, you know what? We need to sit down and talk to Ava next. They went to some call logs and stuff like that because she downloaded all the stuff that happened in that prison. So everything that happened with Gwen, as far as being unaccounted for 7 hours. 7 hours. That is written. That is 7 hours. I'm surprised she wasn't thrown in a hole or anything. But Leo and everything like that. So, the next person you're going to sit there and talk to is Gwen. Now, Gwen was talking to Kristen, and, Kristen wanted to know why you want to talk to Ava, but she didn't give him anything. And Kristen was like, all right, listen, that's cool. You can keep your little secrets for now, but I will call on you for a favor, and, when I call on you, you know. They talked about Jake for a little bit, and then Gwen went to go see Ava. And pretty much it's like, yo, listen, you need to sit there and swear that you're not going to say anything. Because it would really be bad if the cops question me and I just accidentally slip in your name. And they was like, I'm sorry, did you just threaten me? Now that relationship is just so funny. Because Ava did sell Gwen down the river, right? But, she offered to bust her out of jail. She even got her a couple hours out of jail. They got just this weird, I guess, I don't want to sit there and say frenemies, but they got some sort of semi frenemies kind of relationship going on. So it's interesting. But, Abe is like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And of course, Johnny went back to the apparently one bathroom that was in there. But they said how had a bunch of rooms. Anyway, he goes back in there to get some shampoo because apparently it's in only that one room. And, picks up Ava's dress or towel or whatever and smells it because I don't really know why. I'm not gonna lie. Even saying that out loud kind of sounds kind of creepy, but you know, so now he has to thank Ava, which is fine because it's a good distraction from getting her. I mean, from getting him away from Chanel, because that just needs to end like yesterday. Um. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. At least the most pertinent information. Yeah, I know it came out kind of late. I'm sorry. I kind of got a late start, and then everything just kind of snowballed from there. But I am off tomorrow, so hopefully I can get a lot of this reviews done a lot earlier. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video.